Morning to everyone. In this lesson, we're going to study about the fundamental unit of life, cell. In this module, we will consider discovery of cell, introduction. Here you can find living and non-living organisms. Now, what is the basic difference between living and non-living? We classify all these into living and non-living. Why are we considering them separate? The basic answer is cell. The living organisms are composed of cells and the non-living organisms aren't composed of cells. Discovery of cells. Two opticians, Janus Janssen and Jacques Janssen, Robert Hooke, Matthias Kelden, Theodor Schaven, Robert Brown, Anton van Leeuwenhoek, Rudolf Virchow. These are all scientists who are credited with the discovery of cell. First one is Hans and Jacques Janssen. They are father and son. They are opticians. They are the first one who invented light microscope. The magnifying power was 10x, and this is how their microscope looked like. In the year 1665, Robert Hooke, English scientist, coined the term cell. He found cells in corks, that is the bark of the oak tree. See, this is the oak tree, and from the bark, the outer covering of the trunk, he extracted cork. He made thin slices of cork cells and he observed them under the microscope. Now this is how the cells looked like. Something like honeycomb-like structures. Cell is derived from chitinus in German, which means empty box, and cella in Latin, which means empty chambers. These were dead cells. Anton van Leeuwenhoek designed a microscope which could magnify up to 300 times, that is 300x. He was the first one to observe living cells. He observed paramecium, he observed sperm cells. Robert Brown saw a dense structure at the center of the cell and he named it nucleus. Now, cells could be unicellular or multicellular. These are the differences between unicellular and multicellular organisms. In 1838, Matthias Jacobs Kelden, a German botanist, concluded that all plant tissues are composed of cells. In 1839, Theodor Schaven, German zoologist, concluded that all animal tissues are composed of cells. In 1858, Rudolf Virchow completed the cell theory. Till now, it was clear that how cells form, this topic was not clear. How cells come up, from where do they arise? So it was Rudolf Virchow. He said that new cells arrive by the division of old cells, that is omnis cellula e cellula. Cells develop from pre-existing cells. The cell theory. Considering these three scientists, the cell theory was laid down. Body of living beings are composed of cells and their products. Cells develop from pre-existing cells. Cells are the structural and functional unit of living beings. Shapes and sizes of cells. Now, cells occur in different forms, different shapes and different sizes. The smallest cell was PPLO, pleuropneumonia-like organelles, or mycoplasma. The largest cell is the ostrich cell and the longest cell is the nerve cell. In the diagram here, we can see smooth cell, we can see blood cell, sperm cell, ovum, fat cell, bone cell, nerve cell. All have different structures. Then we take up activity where we will be peeling out the lower epidermis of onion cell and we will observe it under the microscope, staining it with methylene blue. We observe this epithelial cells under the microscope and we see nucleus and cell wall. Because it is a plant cell, we observe cell wall. Similarly, you can also take out epithelial cells from the cheek. The cells can be extracted with the help of a scalpel and they can be observed similarly, and you will observe same type of cells under the microscope. The difference will be, in case of animal cells you cannot observe the cell wall, you have just a plasma membrane. Then it is quiz time. What is the structural and functional unit of life? Who discovered cell? Who discovered nucleus? Which is the smallest cell? Who proposed cell theory? And these are the answers. Thank you. Hope you liked the video.